Assalamu alaikum, my dear brothers and sisters in Islam. There are moments when your mind refuses to rest, when one person occupies your thoughts again and again, and no matter how much you try to distract yourself, you find your Arabic kaf, Arabic lam, Arabic ba going back to them. You begin to overthink every word, every interaction, every possibility, and slowly it starts to drain your peace. You wonder why you feel this way, why it's so hard to let go, and why your heart seems attached even when things are unclear or uncertain. But not every attachment is meant to stay, and not every feeling is meant to be followed. Sometimes what you feel is a test, not a sign to hold on, but a reminder to protect your heart and return it to the one who created it. Because when you place your heart in the hands of people, it becomes fragile, but when you place it in the hands of Allah, it becomes strong, protected, and at peace. There are moments when your mind begins to wander towards someone more than it should, when thoughts about them start to feel constant, almost uncontrollable. You find yourself replaying conversations, analyzing every word, imagining scenarios that may never even happen. At first, it seems harmless, just a natural feeling, something that anyone can go through. But slowly, without you realizing it, those thoughts begin to take up more space in your heart and mind than they deserve. They start to influence your mood, your focus, even your Arabic tin, Arabic ba'a, ade, h. And this is where the test begins, not in the feeling itself, but in how you respond to it. Overthinking about someone is not always about love or connection. Sometimes it is a test of your emotional control. A test of whether you will allow your heart to become attached to something uncertain, or whether you will take a step back and place your trust in Allah. Because your heart is not something small. It is not something to be given away easily. It is something Allah has entrusted you with, and part of that trust is protecting it from anything that can harm it. When you allow your thoughts to constantly revolve around someone, you're essentially saying you're deeply invested in their life. Especially when there is no clear halal and stable foundation, it can slowly pull you away from your center. You begin to seek answers where there may be none. You begin to expect things that may never come, and without realizing it, your peace becomes tied to something fragile. One moment you feel hopeful, the next moment you feel anxious. One day you feel close, the next day you feel distant. And all of this fluctuation begins to affect your inner state. This is why emotional control is so important. Not because feelings are wrong, but because uncontrolled feelings can lead you into a place where your heart becomes dependent on something that is not secure. And when your heart depends on something unstable, it will always feel unsettled. You will find yourself overthinking more, worrying more, and losing the calmness that your heart truly needs. Allah tests us in different ways. Sometimes through hardship, sometimes through ease, and sometimes through people. A person can enter your life and become a test without you even realizing it. Not because they are bad, but because your attachment to them may not be balanced. It may not be healthy. It may not be aligned with what is best for your deen and your peace. And in that situation, the test is not about them, it is about you. About how you manage your thoughts, your feelings, your expectations. Controlling your thoughts does not mean suppressing your emotions completely. It means guiding them. It means recognizing when your mind is going too far and gently bringing it back. It means not allowing yourself to build castles of imagination that have no foundation in reality. Because the more you imagine, the more attached you become. And the more attached you become, the harder it is to detach. There is also a level of honesty required within yourself. You have to ask, is this bringing me closer to Allah, or is it pulling me away? Because anything that constantly distracts you from your purpose, from your Arabic teen, Arabic ba, Arabic talif, Arabic dalif, Arabic dalif, Arabic dalif, Arabic dale h, from your peace, needs to be addressed. Not with harshness, but with awareness. With the understanding that your heart deserves better than confusion and uncertainty. One of the most powerful ways to regain control is to redirect your focus. When your mind starts to drift, bring it back to something beneficial. Engage in something that strengthens you, that grounds you, that reminds you of your purpose. Turn to Allah, speak to Him, make dua not just for what you want, but for clarity, for guidance, for protection. Because sometimes what you think you want is not what is best for you. And this is where reliance on Allah becomes essential. Because you cannot control everything. You cannot control how someone feels, what they think, or what they will do. But you can control where you place your trust, When you place your trust in Allah, you free yourself from the constant need to figure everything out. You allow yourself to say, Ya Allah, if this is good for me, bring it to me in a way that is clear and easy, and if it is not, remove it from my heart. That kind of dua is powerful because it shifts your focus from holding on to letting go, from controlling to trusting. And in that shift there is relief because you are no longer carrying the weight of uncertainty alone. You are placing it in the hands of the one who knows what is hidden and what is apparent. It is also important to create boundaries within your actions. Sometimes overthinking is fueled by constant exposure. Checking their messages, their status, their updates, looking for signs, looking for meaning in small things. All of this feeds the cycle. And if you want to break the cycle, you have to reduce what is feeding it. This is not about cutting people off completely, but about creating a healthy distance that protects your peace. Your heart is valuable. It is not meant to be exhausted by endless thinking, by constant questioning, by emotional ups and downs that have no stability. It is meant to be at peace, to be connected to Allah, to feel secure. And that security comes when you take responsibility for your thoughts and your attachments. There will be moments where you slip, where your mind goes back, where you feel that pull again. That is part of being human. But each time you have a choice to continue down that path or to gently bring yourself back. And every time you choose to come back, you are strengthening your control. You are building a habit of awareness, a habit of protecting your heart. And slowly over time you will notice a change. The thoughts will not feel as heavy. The attachment will not feel as strong. The need to overthink will begin to fade. Not because you forced it, but because you replaced it with something better. With trust, with awareness, with a deeper connection to Allah. Because at the end of the day, the heart that is attached to Allah does not get lost in overthinking about people. It may feel, it may care, but it remains grounded. It remains protected. It knows where its true source of peace lies. There are times when the heart begins to attach itself in ways that feel natural at first, almost innocent, like a simple connection or interest in someone. You find yourself thinking about them a little more than usual, paying attention to the details, noticing the small things. But slowly that attention starts to grow into something deeper, something that begins to occupy your thoughts more often than it should. And without even realizing it, your heart starts to open a space for someone who may not have earned the right to be there in a meaningful or stable way. Protecting your heart does not mean that you stop feeling. It does not mean that you become cold or distant or detached from people completely. It means you understand the value of your heart and you do not allow it to become vulnerable to just anyone or anything. Because once the heart becomes attached in an unhealthy way, it is not easy to pull it back. It starts to expect, it starts to hope, it starts to build emotional connections that may not be grounded in reality or in something that is halal and secure. Setting boundaries is one of the most important ways to protect your heart, yet it is also one of the most difficult things to do. Because boundaries require you to be honest with yourself. They require you to admit that something is affecting you more than it should, that a certain interaction, a certain person, or even a certain habit is slowly pulling you into a space that is not good for your peace or your connection with Allah. And once you recognize that, you are faced with a choice: to continue as you are, or to take a step back and protect what is yours to protect. Boundaries are not about rejecting people or being harsh. They are about Arabicalif, Arabicat, Arabicrat, Arabicrat, Arabiclat, Arabiclat, Arabiclam, Arabiclam, Arabicba. They are about understanding that not every conversation needs to be continued. Not every message needs to be answered instantly. Not every interaction needs to become deeper. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is to limit access. Not because you think you are better than anyone, but because you know your heart deserves stability, clarity, and peace. One of the ways people lose control of their emotions is by allowing small things to grow without limits. A casual conversation becomes frequent. Frequent conversations become emotional. Emotional connection becomes attachment, and attachment becomes dependency. All of this can happen quietly without any clear intention at the beginning. And that is why boundaries are so important from the start. Because once the attachment is strong, it becomes much harder to step back. There is also a need to be aware of your triggers. What is it that makes you think about this person more? Is it constant communication? Is it social media? Is it certain types of conversations that create emotional closeness? Once you understand what feeds your attachment, you can begin to control it. Because protecting your heart is not just about what you feel, it is about what you allow. Sometimes protecting your heart means choosing silence over conversation, choosing distance over closeness, choosing to not engage in something that you know will only make things more complicated. And this can feel difficult, especially when your emotions are involved. Because part of you wants to stay connected, wants to keep that feeling alive. But another part of you knows that it is not leading you to peace. And that is where strength comes in. The strength to choose what is right over what feels easy. It is also important to remember that not every connection is meant to continue. Some people come into your life for a short time to teach you something, to show you something about yourself, and then they leave. Holding on to them beyond their time can cause unnecessary pain. And protecting your heart means recognizing when it is time to let go, even if your feelings are still there. Trusting Allah plays a major role in this process. Because when you set boundaries, when you step back, when you choose to protect your heart, there may be a fear that you are losing something. That maybe this was your chance, your opportunity, something that could have turned into something meaningful. But trusting Allah means believing that what is truly meant for you will not require you to lose your peace to keep it. It will come in a way that is clear, respectful, and aligned with your values. When something is right for you, it will not confuse you constantly. It will not make you question your worth. It will not leave you in a state of overthinking and emotional instability. And if it does, then stepping back is not a loss. It is protection. It is Allah guiding you away from something that could harm your corazon in the long run. There is also Arabic kaf, Arabic wa, Arabic tamarbuta in choosing yourself. In choosing your peace over temporary emotional satisfaction. In choosing your connection with Allah over a connection that is uncertain. This does not mean you are selfish. It means you are aware. It means you understand that your heart is an amana, a trust, and you are responsible for how you protect it. And as you begin to set these boundaries, you may notice a shift within yourself. At first it may feel uncomfortable. You may feel the urge to go back, to check, to reconnect. But with time that urge becomes weaker. The emotional intensity begins to settle. Your mind becomes clearer. Your heart becomes lighter. And you begin to feel a sense of control that you did not have before. You also begin to understand yourself better. You learn what affects you, what triggers you, what brings you peace. And that awareness is valuable because it helps you make better choices in the future. It helps you recognize early signs of unhealthy attachment and address them before they grow. There is also a deeper level of connection with Allah that comes from protecting your heart. Because every time you choose to step back for His sake, every time you choose to avoid something that could harm your deen, you are drawing closer to Him. You are showing Him that your priority is not just your feelings, but your relationship with Him. And that kind of sincerity is never overlooked. Your heart was not created to be a place of constant confusion. It was created to be a place of peace, of faith, of connection with Allah. And anything that disrupts that peace repeatedly needs to be questioned. Not with harsh judgment, but with honest reflection. There will always be people, there will always be opportunities for connection, but not all of them are meant for you. And protecting your heart means being selective. It means not allowing every person to have access to your emotions, your thoughts, your inner world. Because once that access is given, it is not always easy to take it back. And sometimes the most loving thing you can do for yourself is to step away from something that feels good in the moment, but is not good for you in the long run. That is not weakness. That is wisdom. That is strength. That is understanding that your peace is worth protecting even if it requires sacrifice. As you continue on this path, choosing boundaries, choosing awareness, choosing to protect your heart, you will begin to feel a different kind of confidence within yourself. Not the kind that comes from people's validation, but the kind that comes from knowing you are in control of your emotions, that you are not easily shaken, that your peace is not easily taken away. And that is a powerful place to be. Because when your heart is protected, when your boundaries are clear, when your connection with Allah is strong, you move through life differently. You are not easily pulled into emotional chaos. You are not easily attached to things that are not meant for you. You are grounded, aware, and at peace There is a kind of peace that every heart is searching for, whether a person realizes it or not. A calmness that settles deep within, not affected by who stays or who leaves, not shaken by what people say or what they do. But many times we search for that peace in the wrong places. We look for it in people, in attention, in emotional attachments, thinking that if a certain person understands us, stays with us, or loves us the way we expect, then finally our Arabic kaf, Arabic lam, Arabic ba will feel complete. And for a while it might feel that way. There might be moments of happiness, moments where everything feels light and easy. But sooner or later something shifts. Because anything you attach your heart to besides Allah will always remain uncertain. When you start thinking too much about someone, when your mind constantly circles back to them, replaying conversations, imagining outcomes, hoping for something more, it slowly begins to take over your inner space. It doesn't just stay as a simple thought. It grows into an attachment, and that attachment begins to influence your emotions, your decisions, even your Arabic teen, Arabic ba, Arabic talif, Arabic talif, Arabic talif, Arabic dalif, Arabic dal. You check your phone more often than you check your connection with Allah. You feel anxious over their actions, their responses, their silence. And without realizing it, your peace becomes tied to something that is not stable. This is where the Arabic kaf, Arabic lam, Arabic ba becomes vulnerable. One small action from them can lift you up or break you down. One message can make your day, and one silence can ruin it. And this is not how your heart was designed to live. Your heart was not created to be controlled by people. It was created to be connected to Allah, to find its stability and peace in Him. True peace does not come from knowing that someone will never leave you. Because people change, circumstances change, feelings change. Even the most sincere connections are still human, still limited, still imperfect. But Allah is constant. His presence does not fade. His care does not fluctuate. His love does not depend on your perfection. When your heart is connected to Him, there is a different kind of security that enters your life. A security that is not shaken by the actions of people. Protecting your heart means understanding this reality deeply. It means recognizing when your thoughts are becoming excessive, when your emotions are becoming dependent on someone who cannot carry that weight. It means stepping back, not because you don't feel anything, but because you value your peace more than temporary emotional comfort. It means having the strength to set boundaries, even within your own thoughts. Because not every thought deserves your attention. Not every feeling deserves to be entertained. And this is not easy. Letting go of overthinking, especially when it involves someone you care about, requires effort. It requires discipline. Your mind will try to pull you back, to make you wonder what if, to keep you attached to possibilities that may never become reality. But every time you choose to redirect your thoughts, every time you choose to say, "Ya Allah, I leave this in your hands," you are protecting your heart. You are reclaiming your peace. There is also a form of Arabic alif, Arabic het, Arabic rat, Arabic rat, Arabic leaf, Arabic meme for yourself in protecting your heart. Because when you allow yourself to become consumed by someone who is uncertain, inconsistent, or unclear in your life, you are placing your value in something unstable. You deserve clarity, you deserve peace, you deserve a connection that does not leave you constantly questioning your worth. And sometimes protecting your heart means walking away from the need for answers, from the need for closure, from the need to hold on to something that is not meant to stay. Trusting Allah plays a central role in this process. Because letting go does not mean losing. It means believing that if something is truly meant for you, it will come to you in a way that does not destroy your peace. It will come in a way that is clear, respectful, and aligned with what is good for your deen and your life. And if it does not come, then trusting Allah means accepting that He knows something you do not, that He is protecting you from something you cannot yet see. When you redirect your heart back to Allah, something beautiful happens. The Arabic noon, Arabic fa, Arabic sin begins to calm down. The constant noise of overthinking starts to fade. You begin to feel a sense of control over your thoughts instead of being controlled by them. Your focus shifts. Instead of wondering about someone else's intentions, you start focusing on your own growth, your own connection with Allah, your own purpose. You start to find comfort in your Arabic teen, Arabic ba, Arabic talif, Arabic talif, Arabic talif, Arabic talif, Arabic talif. In those quiet moments where you speak to Allah without filters, without fear of being misunderstood. Because Allah understands what is in your heart even when you cannot fully express it. He knows why you feel the way you feel. He knows what you are struggling with. And when you turn to Him sincerely, He replaces that emptiness with something far more fulfilling. This does not mean you stop caring completely. You are human and feelings are part of your nature. But there is a difference between feeling and being consumed, between caring and losing yourself. Protecting your heart is about finding that balance. It is about allowing yourself to feel, but not allowing those feelings to take you away from your peace, your dignity, your connection with Allah. There is also wisdom in understanding that not every person who enters your life is meant to stay. Some people are lessons, some are tests, some are temporary. And recognizing that does not make your experience meaningless. It makes it purposeful. Because every interaction, every attachment teaches you something about yourself, about your Arabic kaf, Arabic ba, about what you need to protect and what you need to strengthen. And sometimes the strongest thing you can do is to let go quietly, without drama, without resentment, without holding on to bitterness. Just a quiet decision within your heart that says, Ya Allah, if this is not good for me, remove it from my heart and replace it with something better. That kind of surrender is powerful. It frees you from the chains of overthinking, from the constant emotional turbulence. As you continue to choose Allah over your attachments, over your overthinking, over your Arabic heat, Arabic jim, Arabic tamarbuta for control, your heart becomes stronger. Not harder, but stronger. It becomes more stable, more peaceful, more aligned with what truly matters. You start to realize that your worth is not defined by someone else's presence or absence. Your peace is not dependent on someone else's behavior. Your heart belongs to Allah, and when it is placed in His care, it is never lost. And in that space where your heart is connected to Allah, where your trust is placed in Him, where your thoughts are guided by faith rather than fear, you begin to experience a different kind of life. A life where you are not constantly overwhelmed by what others are doing or not doing. A life where your peace comes from within, from your connection with the One who never changes. So every time your mind starts to drift back, every time you feel that urge to overthink, to hold on, to seek answers from someone who may not be able to give them, gently bring yourself back. Back to Allah, back to your purpose, back to the understanding that your heart is valuable and it deserves to be protected. May Allah protect your heart from every pain that is not written for your growth, and guard your soul from attachments that distance you from Him. May Allah place barakah in your life, surround you with His mercy, and grant you peace that no one can take away. May Allah guide you to what is best for you, keep you under His protection, and never leave you alone in your struggles. Subscribe to the channel for more reminders that strengthen your iman and bring your heart closer to Allah.